Welcome back and good morning, Central Oregon. I'm Christy Miller here at the Reptile Zone with owner Jeff Jensen. Jeff, tell me about your experience with reptiles.
Well, I've worked with reptiles and animals in general for almost 41 years. I worked at San Antonio Zoo, Southwest Foundation for Education and Research. I've worked with primates, baboons, marmosets, chimpanzees, taught biology for 12 years. I was a youth pastor for 26. So working with teenagers and animals, I've covered it all.
What is it about reptiles, though? Because you don't start up a store like this if you just kind of like reptiles. What is it about reptiles that really lights your fire?
Well, it's not that they all have incredible personalities, although I do have reptiles that absolutely shine. More personality than some people I know, but they're easy to take care of. I call some snakes in particular the poor man's pet, because if you can't afford to feed them one day, 1 week, 1 month, most snakes can go without eating for a very long time. As long as you keep them hydrated and the heat right, they're very forgiving. Lizards, on the other hand, you do need to keep up a little bit, but for the most part, they're very easy to take care of.
I think there might be a lot of viewers out there who have maybe not considered a reptile as a pet. Why do reptiles make good pets?
Well, there's no allergens. They don't shed skin that is contagious, and you're not going to be allergic to it. That's not going to be flying all over the house. Their fecal matter, is easier to clean up. You don't have to go out in the backyard and scoop for hours. Their food, you can spend as little as $5 a month for a snake. You can spend as much as you want, obviously, but you can keep the cost down really low. They're good companions. I have customers that take their bearded dragons to the store, riding on their shoulder, the dash of their car. They take them to the park. Kids that have got ball pythons, they take them to the school and put them in their pockets and keep them there the whole entire day, and there are no problems whatsoever. Reptiles in general are just an incredible pet to have, mostly because they're the interest, the variation. You have snakes of every single color and size. You have lizards that run the gamut from nocturnal to high desert. I've got a tortoise, Shelly, that will live 120 years, weigh as much as 250 pounds. And comes to me when I call, obeys me when I tell her to stop. Reptiles are just an incredible pet, period.
Well, you highlighted Shelly. Let's talk about some of the other incredible reptiles that you have here.
Well, I've got red and green variations of green tree pythons. I've got bearded dragons, which are my best seller, that make some of the best pets in the world. They've got more personality. They really enjoy being with people. You can't say that about everyone, especially some people, but they really do enjoy being with their companion. The kids love them. The adults that have bought them for their kids end up having them as much of their pet as the children's. I've got ball pythons. More rare, I've got Savu Island pythons, which were put on the endangered species list in March. Were only discovered in 1993, and I've got a breeding trio. I've got blood pythons and dumeral boas and rainbow boas that are the most incredible animal you've ever seen in your life in full sunlight. So I've got a large variety of reptiles, more than your run-of-the-mill pet store.
If somebody wants to, let's say, get into this with their kids, what's maybe the easiest way to get into reptiles? The
bearded dragon is a great starter pet. It really is. There's an initial cost that's going to come with any animal starting up, but they eat crickets and they eat mealworms, and I've got roaches. And they eat greens, a wide variety of different kind of vegetable matter, and it's a good family interacting pet. The feeding regime, the taking out and holding them in the evening. But bearded dragons are a really good starter. Leopard geckos are good. I've got an Argentine black and white tegu that is also a very good one. It gets large; it can get up to 5 feet, but still as tame as a puppy dog when you work with them. So there's a lot of them.
And we have no time left, but also you're not going to sell an animal to a home where it's not going to be a good fit.
I have not sold so many animals to individuals because of that very reason. I can read people and the reason why they want an animal. The cool factor is not a good reason to have an animal.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, I appreciate your time. Thank you for showing us your cool store.
Thank you for being here.
And if you have questions, check out the Reptile Zone online at www.thereptilezone.com. You can also just give them a call, 728-0620. They are located on Miller Avenue in Bend.